hope you guys are having an amazing day. XRP is around 51 cents, just ranging as we speak until the next catalyst to either make these cryptocurrencies pump or dump. Again, people are like 50-50 as we speak, guys. But once upon a time, humble beginnings, just a computer and a vision, right? Amazon. And then the comparison to Ripple, right? Or XRP. David Schwartz, as you guys can see, and the XRP ledger. Right. Very a lot of similarities if you ask me, guys. Look at what Amazon became today, right? A household name. Will that mean that Ripple will become a household name within the digital asset space? Probably, right? Who knows though. Now guys, there's a fun part of XRP in the XRP community. Now let's go. Wait, interesting. Today we have a lot to talk about, guys. Pay very close attention. Now, today is in the year of light. This day, September 23rd, 2023, marks the first day of the new Masonic Year for 2023 to 2024. It is a dating system used in Masonic ceremonial proceedings, which is equivalent to the Gregorian year plus 4,000. As you guys can see, it gets very fascinating here. Let's go down. There's a few more connections. Now, again, September marks the start of the harvest season. Masonry used harvest symbolism to represent the fruits of one's labor and the importance of work, right? So this seems significant, guys. And remember, the Riddlers are what? Free space Masons, right? If I'm not mistaken. Ceremonial corn, wine, and oil are utilized in Masonic ritual, representing nourishment, health, and prosperity. Here's a list of all 12 months in the Masonic calendar in order, right? September to October. And then the Masonic calendar starts around September 22nd to the 24th, right? Which coincides with the autumn equinox in the Gregorian calendar. Each Masonic month corresponds roughly to its equivalent in the Gregorian calendar. The Masonic calendar contains 12 months just like the standard calendar, guys. Again, this is very fascinating. So there are literally how many different other New Years, right? I don't know, guys, but there's a lot of them. Summer ends tonight, right? Check this out. And summer, does he know or initiate from Mr. Poole, right? So Mr. Poole did point towards the end of summer, right? Which may connect to this Masonic New Year. Understood. This was all from the same pool drop. Yes, lights will go out according to agenda 401 at 12 EST. This is very important. Again, this is from the same drop, guys, right? Confirmed. Affirm. And then this as well. Interesting, guys. So someone's supposedly about to get initiated here, right? Towards the end of summer, which I guess we are stepping into autumn now, right? Or fall. Do things fall this time? Or do we pump, guys? We'll have to wait and see. Are things flipped on its head, right? So, wow, this is very interesting, guys, isn't it? Mr. Poole overnight tweet as well. Mr. Poole, look at this. Timestamp 6:23, okay? This is so weird because 6:23 p.m. equal 18:23, which is 9:23. Right? If you just flip the 6 on its head, it's 9. April 1st or April 22nd equals 7/22nd, September 22nd. Interesting, isn't that? And then we have overnight. Notice people on the bed are gone, guys. Wow. A beautiful observation, most definitely, right? Then we have the date stamp for 22/21. You can see the date, not September 21st, right? But if you check out the timestamp, is 9:23 today. But the only issue with the timestamp here, guys, which time zone do we use is the real question, right? Is it Eastern Standard Time? Something else, guys? Right? But a lot of people are saying 9:23. Who knows? Very fascinating indeed. Now, here's a connection to Urgent message, all patriots be prepared, right? This supposedly connects with some type of what? Check this out. So I may very well be wrong here, but be prepared for an extended blackout starting this weekend. All week I've been told to paint the picture for you, and it won't jeopardize the mission, right? So supposedly there's going to be some type of extended blackout, guys, starting this weekend. That's interesting if you say it, because lights will go out, right? Which lights though? The people's lights, right? Then he says, if this does happen, don't panic. Be prepared. Have gas in your vehicles and cash in hand. What do you guys think, right? I'm not sure, but I think this might be a false space flag weather warning, a story used to blame the blackout on, right? They usually blame everything on not themselves, because they pre-plan it ahead of time, by the way, but on something else, guys, right? No matter what, they point the blame on something else if it were to occur, which obviously we know every event is blamed on something else, and what? The incoming collapse will be blamed on something else. 100%, guys. Now, Nature Vice. Now, Ashley tweeted out, what do we have here, though? There's a 99% chance of a United States government shutdown on October 1st. You can't make this stuff up, right? People are saying there's not much funding and stuff like that, but couldn't you just turn on the printing press, the printing machine? So let's check this out. And there's a connection to Mr. Poole right here soon.
Again, the timing of this is not great for the Biden administration, because they're also dealing with a potential government shutdown, and they're also trying to run for re-election. So the timing of the strike, I would argue, for the unions is very good. For the administration, not so good.
How do you love to put these probabilities around these government events, government shutdown, and impact to the markets? How are you handicapping it these days?
I think the possibility of going into government shutdown on October 1st is about 99%. Unfortunately, Speaker McCarthy is in a very tough spot. No one envies him. Trying to negotiate with the Freedom Caucus on the far right in the House for him is going to be, as it's proving to be, very difficult. I think we do go into a shutdown. Unfortunately, it might be longer than usual. The longest in history in the U.S. has been 35 days under President Trump. We'll see how this one plays out, but I think we're going into shutdown.
Well, 99% is ridiculously crazy, because that's basically guaranteed, right? Now, over there in the background, what do we see though? Behind this person, we see policy and strategy, and then the clock behind him looking towards where? London, right?
Strike action today.
Does it start over there? Supposedly, guys, as you guys can see, liquidity flooding or water flooding like a tsunami over there, right? Interesting. Shutdown, though, equal no oversight. Maybe this something's brewing with the SEC or something here, guys. Check this out. This is very interesting, because the United States Security Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler says a government shutdown would mean normal oversight of markets would be impossible, right? Isn't this something, guys? And then we have to talk about Ethereum after this. Check this out.
When you take collectively recent court decisions we have seen, how have they made you, Gary Gensler, think differently about regulating this space?
I'll tell you, I think the same thing. It's about ensuring for compliance and protecting the investing public. And this is a field, it kind of reminds me a bit of the 1920s securities markets 100 years ago, where a lot of people were getting hurt, and Congress came along.
Whoa. This is my first time seeing this. Wait a minute. I was going to just skip towards the part where they talk about, I think, a government shutdown, but this is literally the first time I'm ever seeing this, guys, with you guys right now. Look what he says right here. I had to stop it immediately.
It kind of reminds me a bit of the 1920s, and this is a field. It kind of reminds me a bit of the 1920s securities markets 100 years ago, where a lot of people were getting hurt. And Congress came along and said, we've got to clean that up. And of course, we had the Great Depression. And
whoa. Wait, what? No way, guys. I can't believe I was just going to skip this, okay? So, he's giving an example or a scenario where right now, whatever's happening within these markets, guys, I think the cryptocurrency markets, it feels like the 1920s. And what happened after, right? They set rules, regulations, the Great Depression took place. Let us just watch this once again. Hold on.
When you take collectively recent court decisions we have seen, how have they made you, Gary Gensler, think differently about regulating this space?
I'll tell you, I think the same thing. It's about ensuring for compliance and protecting the investing public. And this is a field, it kind of reminds me a bit of the 1920s securities markets 100 years ago, where a lot of people were getting hurt. And Congress came along and said, we've got to clean that up. And of course, we had the Great Depression.
Again, this is so weird, guys. I'm so glad I watched this, right? This portion, because this is exactly where we're heading towards. The Great Depression once again, right? The rules will be set in place when people, what did he say, get hurt, right? So there needs to be a problem, such as FTX imploding. Now regulations what accelerated from that point in time, right? Imagine if Binance now did, or Tether, it's game over. Regulations will literally be here the next day, and it's going to be set in stone. So they're going to be waiting for some type of external events to occur first, guys, right? Again, it seems like we will be on the right side of history, supposedly, guys. Listen to this.
And the securities laws apply to crypto security tokens, and there's nothing incompatible with those tokens, with the securities laws. Investors still benefit from disclosure, and investors get to choose based on the disclosure. Investors benefit from laws against fraud and manipulation and other conflicts in the markets. And we've just seen so many people hurt and lost their money, hoping for a better future. And there's so many hucksters and fraudsters in this field.
Wow, and we've seen so many people hurt, guys. This is a beautiful video by Gary Gensler, because he just told us, he gave us the what is it? The everything we needed to know, guys. Right? He just put it all out there. People are getting hurt. We need to step in to enforce regulations, right? To protect the retail people, the consumers, right? These investors. Wow. Then he gave the example of 1920s. People got hurt. Then afterwards, the Great Depression took place. What's next, guys? The Great Depression 2.0. Something even worse. We can't even imagine it to be. Let us prepare for the end.
And so nothing any court would say would change your mind on that?
I wish something a court could say which would actually bring the compliance sooner, but this was a field that was built as a global field, so a lot of it's outside of the U.S. And we have very robust securities laws in this country. Having said that, there are a lot of folks in this field that are trying to say, well, those don't apply.
So this is I don't know, guys. A lot of people hate Gary Gensler. Of course, we know why, right? But at least he does spit out some truth from time to time, right? Now, I wanted to point out. Let us go to the announcement from Johnny Deaton. Okay, first things first. There's a summary. Let us quickly check it in. It pertains towards Ethereum as well. He is speaking with Steven Narioff and have seen some of the receipts. Couldn't share much publicly yet, but said the truth will come out. And then we see the truth will 100% come forth into light, guys. Why? Because John Deaton knows what he's doing and saying. The final tweet for today's video comes from Danny Dark. September shines. Right? Check this out.
My final comment as we move forward. When I first started this, I was asked a question. John, do you think that this regulatory capture that I can tell you for sure has happened, are people going to be held accountable, and is the truth going to come out? And my answer was, I can't tell you whether people are going to be held accountable, because what's that mean? That's a relative term. You might think someone deserves to be in prison, and they get disbarred and a slap on the fine and probation. So maybe the statute of limitations runs and you can never bring charges. I said, I can't say that. I don't know. Time will tell. But what I did say is the truth will come out. And we're getting closer as each day passes to that truth coming out. Imagine, let me tell you something about the truth. Imagine a dark room where it's pitch black, but the sun is out beaming. It's going to find its way through the cracks. If it's a pigeonhole in a doorknob, the truth will come through, and we will eventually get to that truth. And I can tell you, even though I'm limited in what I can say right now, that we're inching closer and closer to that truth. It will come out. I can tell you, without disclosing too much, that certain people out there, like Boring Sleuth and Mr. Huber, keep doing what you're doing, people, okay? Because we're getting closer.
Wow, guys, right? The analogy about what the sun, once again, guys. There you guys go, which obviously confirmed the Riddlers, where 2023 will bring to light the truth. This has to be the year, guys. Wow, things are getting very exciting, right? Let us see what happens in the future. Not financial wise, but anyways, that's Sophia's Mazes. See ya. Wow.